Good afternoon, wherever you are watching us. It is 19th of January. It is 12:21 here in the UK. I'm just reacting to the AFCON finals last night, which was a beautiful spectacle, really, really beautiful. And as we know, they call this the beautiful game. And last night in Rabat, it did not let us down. It was more than 120 minutes. There, we had a lot of passion. We had politics. We had the refereeing performance that left a lot to be desired. And to tell the truth, I'm still in a state of shock myself. Finally, Senegal became the champions. The Lions of Teranga, they have their trophy. But as we know, as the smoke is just clearing today, the questions will keep on getting louder and louder and louder. And the question that I personally wanted to respond to, was this match fixed as Senegal appeared to claim, or as most people perceived it? Because we had Senegal walking off for about 17 minutes, which was going to ruin the whole tournament. And then again, you ask, how did this generation of Moroccan players, including Hakimi, Mazrui, how did they conjure up to lose this match? So we're going to try in this video to break down the moments that changed football history, really. We had this phantom whistle that robbed Senegal of a goal, the penalty that nearly started a riot, and the heartbreaking truth about Morocco's collapse on the biggest stage of them all. Was this a fair fight, or did the officiating leave a permanent stain on the 2026 AFCON? Grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's get into this madness of football. So I don't know what your opinion is, or what the opinion of most pundits would be regarding the events that happened. But we know that in the 92nd minute, Senegal scored, and that goal was disallowed. And then there was no referral to the video assistant referee. And why? Because there was this technicality. The referee had blown his whistle so early. And because that whistle had been blown, this goal, therefore, or the foul that was committed, could not be referred to the video assistant referee. And that became an issue. So when the penalty was awarded, and this was awarded because now the matter was referred to the VAR, and the penalty was rightly given because, okay, if there is a foul in the goal area, that amounts to a penalty. So the penalty was rightly given, and we cannot blame the referee for that. And we cannot claim that maybe this was an attempt to fix a match. I don't think there is any rule that says you cannot award a penalty in the dying minutes of a match. I remember in the Premier League, there is a match between Manchester United and Brighton where the match had actually ended and the referee was called back. The match was reviewed, and Manchester United were awarded a penalty that came after the final whistle. And this penalty was scored, and Manchester United won that match. So there is really there is no rule that says you cannot give a penalty in the last minute, and therefore the referee was in order in giving that penalty. Now, in my opinion, what created the bad feeling with the Senegalese was that their earlier goal had not been referred to the VAR, because if it had been referred to the VAR, it would have been clear that the foul that was committed was not a foul, actually. And so basically, you can blame that whole spectacle on Jean-Jacques Ndala, the referee, for the earlier mess that he had done with the Ismaila Sarr's goal in the 92nd minute. Because I think if, let's say, it was referred to the VAR and VAR ruled it out, I don't think we would have this situation in the 98th minute when this penalty was awarded. So you can blame the referee in that context. You can blame the referee in that context. Was it right for Senegalese players to walk off the pitch in protest? In my opinion, maybe it was the emotions of that moment. It didn't really show a good spectacle. I don't know what was going to be gained. It would have just ruined the whole tournament, the whole beautiful tournament that had been there, would have ruined the reputation, the sports reputation of the continent, and would have just meant that our detractors, especially in the West, would have really enjoyed the failure that was going to be there. And coupled with that, the fact that we've been striving to host a World Cup, and it's coming to Africa again, although shared between Spain and Morocco. Yeah, I think our detractors would have been very, very happy if Senegal had walked off. Now, the other question that we are trying to answer here, what would have happened if Brahim Diaz did not try his Panenka? What would have happened if he had scored that goal? What would have been the nature of Morocco's win if the penalty had gone on? Because I don't think there was time. I don't think even Senegal themselves had hoped for. What would have been the nature of that victory? What would have been the reaction of the fans, the reaction of the general population who were following that match? It's difficult to tell, but I think it, I think it would have tainted again the whole sport, whether it was genuine or not, whether there was match fixing or not. Which, in my opinion, I don't think there was match fixing. But if Morocco had won, I think this thing would have gone on and on and on, whether that match was fixed or not. Let us know in the comments what you think about this whole spectacle, and whether this whether Morocco's win would have maybe made Moroccans happy. I think they would have been happy. I don't think the rest of the continent would have been happy, but I don't think there is justification if they won that to be tainted, because they played their role. And I think the whole issue about the North-South relationship in Africa, I think this needs to be addressed. It needs to be addressed because that's what's causing all this casting of aspersions whenever we have meetings between these teams. I remember in the All Africa Games in Kenya when Egypt scored in the last minute to beat Kenya in the finals. And whenever we have North Africans meeting sub-Saharan African nations, I know Senegal is not sub-Saharan, it's also North. But okay, we're talking about the Maghreb, or the Arab North, and the Black African. We have this difficult relationship that need to be addressed, that need to be looked at, because as a continent, there is always a feeling that the African Arab North do not consider themselves Africans. And you remember the controversy started even earlier when Algeria played DRC, and there was this talk about disrespect shown to that Patrice Lumumba fan, and this has gone on and on and on, creating that sort of, you can call it animosity if you want. I think that was in play yesterday, and if Morocco had won, I think this would not have gone on. But my question again, even Senegal's winning, it feels hollow. It feels hollow. I don't think that's what we expected. I know I wanted Senegal to win, but not in this way. Not in this way. And if you look at it in that context, then you can start seeing why Brahim Diaz, people are saying that he may have missed that penalty on purpose. Because you look at it critically, what would have been the nature of that victory to Morocco, to Moroccan players, seeing that already their name was tainted. They were being sort of termed thieves or sort of immoral sportsmanship. That is what was being casted upon them. And I think this needs to be addressed. And it needs to be addressed in the context of that North-South relationship, needs to be addressed in the context of our refereeing standards. Because again, because of the nature, our colonial past, I think we tend to, there is some impact on the way we judge things, the way we judge issues. Maybe that needs to be looked at so that in future, our sports should be seen to be largely objective as it happens in the West. We don't want sports spoiled by doubts in the nature of our officiating. Yeah, you can join us in the live chat to comment on what your feelings are, if you feel it was justified for Senegal to win, and how you would have felt if Morocco won, and also how we move on from what was a spectacle but has left a very bitter taste, really. Thank you.